Good morning, dear students. Welcome to physics class. Hope you all are doing good. In our lesson Physical and Chemical Changes, we have completed discussing all the topics. Today, we will revise some of the chemical changes and also learn how to write the chemical reactions. The first change here is burning of magnesium ribbon. When we burn magnesium ribbon, it produces bright white light and also produces ash at the end. So, any chemical change has some characteristic features. What are those? It produces one or more new substances, emits or absorbs heat or light, and also produces odor or color change is observed. So, here in this burning of magnesium ribbon, we observe the production of bright light and also ash is produced. So, this is a chemical change. Now, let's see how can it be written in the equation form. Magnesium, chemical symbol is Mg, and when it reacts with oxygen during burning, it produces MgO, magnesium oxide. If we mix this magnesium oxide in water, it produces magnesium hydroxide, that is MgOH twice. So this MgOH twice is a base. How to know whether it is acid or base? We have studied in acids bases lesson. We can check it with the litmus paper. When you dip litmus paper, red litmus turns blue if it is a base. Now coming to the next change, that is change in color of the copper sulfate solution due to reaction with iron. For this, we need to take a beaker half filled with water and dissolve some amount of copper sulfate, that is blue color chemical substance, and add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid, and now add a piece of iron, a blade or a nail can be added, and leave it undisturbed for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, if you observe, the blue color solution turns green color, and also on the surface of the blade you would see brown color deposit, and the turning of blue solution into green is due to reaction of copper sulfate with iron, resulting in the production of iron sulfate, and copper is deposited on the blade. The brown deposit on the blade is copper. Now let's see how to write the equation. Iron, chemical symbol is Fe, copper sulfate is CuSO4, and when these two are mixed, we see the production of copper and iron sulfate, Cu plus FeSO4. Let's read it once again. Iron plus copper sulfate gives copper plus iron sulfate. So here Fe plus CuSO4 gives Cu plus FeSO4. Now let's look at another chemical change, that is what happens when we mix vinegar and baking soda. Take a test tube and add vinegar and baking soda. When you add vinegar and baking soda, there is a production of gas with hissing sound, and allow this gas to pass into another test tube in which freshly prepared lime water is present. Now this lime water will turn into milky. So the gas which is produced over here is carbon dioxide. Its general nature is when it is passed through lime water, it turns lime water milky, so that we can say the gas produced is carbon dioxide. And now why is the lime water turning into milky white? Due to production of a new material, that is calcium carbonate. Let's observe it here. The chemical reaction can be written as vinegar is acetic acid, baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate. When these two are mixed, we get sodium acetate, that is another new material, along with carbon dioxide and water. So what happens when we pass this carbon dioxide through lime water? It produces a new material, that is calcium carbonate, CaCO3. So when vinegar and baking soda are mixed, carbon dioxide is produced, new material, and when carbon dioxide is passed through lime water, it is producing calcium carbonate, that's a new material over here. So there are two new materials formed here, and so we can consider this as a chemical reaction. Now coming to rusting of iron. When we leave iron particles in the air for a long time, they get exposed to water and oxygen in the air and forms a new material on the surface, that is brownish deposit, which is called rust. Rust is not iron. Rust is iron oxide. See, when iron reacts with oxygen and water, it produces iron oxide. Fe plus O2 plus H2O gives Fe2O3. Iron oxide chemical symbol is Fe2O3. Rusting destroys all the iron materials and it will result in loss of monetary loss. Like now, these are all the chemical changes that we have studied so far. And now coming to a physical change, that is crystallization. In this process, there is no new material produced here, only from the liquid form of it we are going to get the crystal, that is solid form. How it can be done? By following these steps. Take a beaker half filled with water and add a few drops of sulfuric acid. Boil the water and keep adding copper sulfate in it. Continuously stir it until no more of the solute is dissolved in it. And now pour it in a glass. Into the glass, fasten a thread on a stick and put it into the glass and leave it for 24 hours without disturbing. You would see the crystals of copper sulfate formed here. And this is a physical change because there is no new material formed here, only the change in state of matter taking place from liquid to solid. So this is one of the example for physical changes. Now let's observe what is the importance of a chemical change. So chemical changes daily are very important in our day-to-day life. For example, extraction of metals from its ores. To extract iron from iron ores, a series of chemical reactions are to be done. Either it is iron or gold or aluminium or any kind of metal which has to be extracted from the soil, means there are certain chemical reactions to be taken place. Formation of medicines in the medical industry, pharmacy industries, it's very important for certain chemicals to be mixed and must be a new product produced. And formation of useful new materials, like day-to-day life we use plastics, soaps, detergents, salts, acids, bases. All these are the result of some chemical reactions. So chemical reactions are very important in our day-to-day life. So that's what is the recall of the important topics of physical and chemical changes lesson. So prepare for the test on 10th, children. Thank you.